Welcome to the American Business Podcast. I'm Kevin Deveci, your host, and welcoming you episode 151. We are in season 5 in the American Business Podcast, streaming live from New York City. Quote of the day, as you know, we have a great partnership with missionstatements.com, and here is the quote of the day. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyways. Okay, great. Well, we have a special guest in the American Business Podcast. I'm going to invite our guest to our virtual stage and let's get the conversation started. Okay, great. Dan, welcome to the American Business Podcast.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me on. I like that quote, by the way. That actually kind of resonates with me today. So
Yes. We love these quotes. They are very motivational, and really make you think. So I'm glad you like this one. How are you? How is your week going so far?
it's going great. Yeah.
Sounds good. Where are you connecting from?
Denver, Colorado.
Okay, that's
Mile
it.
High City.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, Denver is one of my favorite cities in the U.S. It's a beautiful city. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you are connected from there.
Yeah. Been here my whole life. Love Denver, and love Colorado. Big. Love going to the mountains, camping, skiing, all that kind of stuff. So try to make the most of being here. If there's not going to be a beach, you got to make the most of the mountains, right?
Yes, it's all about the mountains. It's a beautiful city of the nation. So welcome to the American Business Podcast, and it's very nice meeting you in this episode.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, well, why don't we get started? As a start, would you please introduce yourself and your organization to our viewers and to our listeners?
Yeah. So my name is Dan Gomer. I'm from, like we said, Denver, Colorado, and I run a real estate team through a brokerage called EXP. I run a team that's called Rialto Partners. So just like realtor without the R. I think I'm allowed to say that. But that's actually not where the name came from. But run a team of about 30 real estate agents here. I'm a former middle school science teacher. When I got into real estate 15 years ago, I always had a dream of getting back into education because that's what I'm really passionate about. And so forming a team was just a natural progression for me because I'm really more of a teacher than I am anything else. And so it's really cool to be in a position now to be able to run a business where I'm helping other people grow their businesses through education. So, I'm kind of starting to come back full circle to that, and I love it.
Yes, it makes sense. And you being a teacher and helping others in terms of their businesses, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about your career journey a little bit. How did you get started? How your career journey has unfolded over the years?
Okay. Yeah. So good question. It's funny. I was thinking about this morning. So ever since I was middle school age, call it 11, 12, 13, somewhere in there, I realized that I wanted to be a teacher. And so everything I did through middle school, high school, college was all, I'm going to be a teacher until I retire. And so I became a middle school science teacher. I coached high school basketball and coached a whole bunch of other stuff. But realized that public education wasn't really the right fit for me. It was a frustrating endeavor for me for lots of different reasons. And so long story short, I spent about 2 years while I was teaching trying to figure out what I would do next, and ultimately kind of stumbled across real estate and thought, I used to build houses and stuff. Like I know construction, like maybe I can do this real estate thing. So I started doing fix and flips, took a loan from my in-laws and started doing fix and flips, lost all their money. So that was not a great experience. But I learned a lot, right? With School of Hard Knocks. And eventually I transitioned from being, just strictly an investor in real estate. And I started helping other people buy and sell and realized that was a much better fit for me. And so I built a really successful business here in Denver over the next few years. And, which is great. I was able to take advantage of the big boom in 2020, 21. And then that's about the time I started growing my team as well. And once again, like I said before, I always wanted to get back into education. And so going to a brokerage like EXP, it really made it very easy for me to build a team on their platform. I was actually on my way out of real estate. I was frustrated with not having any leverage. And when I made the move over here, my whole thing was, this is my opportunity to create leverage so that I don't have to be on the hamster wheel for the rest of my life, because I don't want to do that. And so now I'm in a position where I'm helping other people build their dreams, creating leverage for myself. So it's a, like I said, it's a very rewarding place to be, and I'm excited to continue to grow that.
How is your day-to-day work experience? What are the exciting and challenging part of your work on daily basis?
So, the thing that I really like about what I do is I get to do it however I want to do it. Nobody's telling me how to do it. And the thing that's frustrating about what I do is that I get to do whatever I want. And nobody's telling me what to do. Double-edged sword, right? So my mistakes are my mistakes, and and so that can be difficult and great. But the cool thing is, like, I'm building a team the way that I want to build it. And so, for example, this morning we had a team breakfast instead of our usual online Wednesday call. We met in person. We had about 30 people there, and everyone just connects. We provide breakfast. Like, I love being able to do stuff like that, and I can do that however I want. I'm building my team in a very unique way, and that's been really interesting, because to me, it seems like the natural way, but I tell other people how we run our team, and it's like I'm speaking a different language. It's a completely different way of running a team, which has been kind of surprising for me. But I would say the most difficult part of it is figuring that out. Like, number one, how do you run an organization, whether it's a real estate team or a small business or whatever? How do you run it? How do you want to run it? And then, is the way that you want to run it actually going to be an effective way to run it? And then, even if it is effective, how do you stay consistent with it? How do you make sure that you're not getting distracted and going off and veering in all of these different directions? That's one of the hardest parts, is just staying consistent, staying in one direction, staying true. Um, and at the same time being able to move and, be nimble within that. That's been challenging. I mean, among other things, I could go on and on about, the rewards of teaching and coaching and all of that kind of stuff, and the challenges that come along with that too. Being available for people, that creates problems unless you do it the right way. There's ways to coach to where you're not the linchpin. I've had to figure out how to do that so that I can protect my own sanity, and still help people at the same time.
What is the secret of your success?
I don't. So I was just listening to something the other day, and the speaker was saying that, and this is a prominent business speaker, was saying that the only thing that matters in our success in business is essentially showing up. If you don't show up, you're not going to be successful. And so, and for me, that was really motivating, because sometimes I'm like, well, I've got to be like this person or be like that person, or I got to do more and be more. And, maybe I'm not cut out for it or whatever, right? Those moments of self-doubt. And, the fact of the matter is, I show up. Like, when I tell somebody I'm going to be there, I'm there. When I tell them I'm going to do something, I do it. And if I don't, I'm very clear as to why, and I'm very apologetic, and I make up for it, right? Like, that's such a big part of success in anything, whether it's a relationship, a business, your health. It doesn't matter. It's about just showing up and being consistent. If you do that long enough over an extended period of time, good things will happen.
Let's talk about your industry a little bit. What is the state of real estate industry? Any insights that you can share with us for our audience and listeners to learn from you a little bit, if that's okay?
Yeah, so it's hard to talk really about real estate on a national level, because it's such a specific to each market. But what I can say is, we're right now in real estate, generally speaking, we're on year 4 of kind of getting our teeth kicked in. We had the big boom we had a 10, 12-year boom right after the Great Recession, where things were just kind of going up, 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 up. interest rates spiked, everything flattened out. So it's been 4 years of like just kind of getting through it. And I think that's pretty consistent across the board. There's markets that are hot, but kind of nationally. In Denver, we're kind of seeing that. But even within Denver, you got Colorado Springs that's really hot right now. And you've got Denver that's just kind of flat. And you got Fort Collins that's really big and booming right now. So every state's going to have those pockets that are booming. But what I can say is that, now more than ever in real estate, if somebody watching this is a real estate team lead or you're just in real estate as an entrepreneur, what I always tell my team is you've got to be able to weather the storm. The people who stay consistent when it feels like nothing's producing, nothing's coming from what you're doing, but you're doing the right things. If you can stay consistent with that during the downtimes, when things turn around, you're the one that's going to capitalize. All the people that try to come back in retroactively are already going to be behind the 8 ball. So you've just got to stay consistent within your business. And if you do that, the market will shift. It's not going to be flat like this forever. It's going to get better. I don't know when, but it will. So I don't know. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you for these insights. Absolutely. Well, we are an informative educational podcast, so absolutely all these insights that you share with us, they're definitely helpful, and I truly appreciate it. Great. Well, let's talk about something very popular in the American business podcast, AI. How do you see the impact of AI on business nowadays?
Well, I don't know about all of business because I think every industry is going to be a little bit different. I was just talking with a friend of mine who actually designs the software. He's an engineer, but he designs, as he calls it, the nervous system for satellites. So he's pretty involved with how all this stuff works. And I was asking him about it, and he said that that it's overplayed right now. We'll see if that's true or not. I thought it was an interesting take on it. I actually tend to kind of lean that way too. I look at the way that it's being leveraged within real estate, and I've thought this since it first came out. I'm like, this doesn't seem like this is the right way to be leveraging AI. Like making your AI version of yourself, like, okay, cool, like it's cool, it's fun. But is that really what it's designed for? Like, I feel like it's supposed to be a little bit deeper than that and a little bit easier to use, by the way, right? Like, I feel like we need 5 different apps to do like one action. And to me, that defeats the whole purpose of AI making our life easier. So how's it going to impact real estate? Well, I believe that a couple things are going to happen. Number one, I really think that people are going to, I think we're already seeing it. I call it AI fatigue. You look on social media and it's like, is this real? Is this fake? You can't believe anything that you see on social media anymore. So what is that going to do?
Hard to tell.
Yeah. So I think that's going to start pushing people off of social media platforms. Because they don't know what's real anymore. And so I think that's going to change the marketplace a little bit, especially with the younger generation. And I've also heard, I haven't looked into the research myself, but I've heard that there's research starting to come out showing that the younger generation is actually starting to move more into, I don't want to be on my phone all the time. I want personal connections. And so it's almost like the pendulum went to everything's digital, and we realized, wow, this is just as unhealthy for us as smoking, but nobody knew it was this unhealthy for us. And now there's this generation coming up going, that looks super unhealthy. I don't want that. And so I think we're going to naturally start seeing the pendulum come back a little bit where people are like, I don't want an AI generated piece of art hanging on my wall. I don't want an AI generated song that I'm listening to. I want human-made artwork, human interaction, and those kinds of things. And so I think when you look at industries like real estate, even law and attorneys, I've heard that they're going to get wiped out. I'm like, I don't think so, because I want to talk to a human being who actually understands who I am and what I need, and maybe leverage AI to kind of help the process along. But I'm not going straight robot anytime soon on something like that. And I don't think that's going to happen in real estate either. People want like a real advocate, not just some AI thing telling them what to do. So I could be wrong, we'll see what happens, but that's my best prediction.
Yes, and to your point, that's interesting. You mentioned about law and AI. We had some guests actually, lawyers, and we talk about AI and AI's impact on legal industry. And one of the questions that we got from our audience that I had to ask was, "Hey, will AI replace lawyers and judicial system in the future?" That's a righteous question, right? And we got similar answers that you just mentioned. So eventually, people would like to work with people, and that's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So similar answers that we got. So your point.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear.
Yes, that's a good point that you just mentioned.
Yeah. Who knows, right? We'll see what
but eventually, yes, who knows? I mean, we'll really it remains to be seen. That is the bottom line eventually.
Exactly.
But this is definitely a fun conversation that we can, talk about it. We can be futuristic. We can be realistic. Eventually, to support your point, humans would like to deal with humans. That's just how it is. In the future, will this change? We don't know. But at least for now, that's just how it's gonna be. So AI is a tool. It is designed to help us, and that's just how it's gonna be, at least nowadays.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely a fun conversation, and I love talking about AI. So thank you for sharing your insights.
Yeah.
Okay, well, based on your experience, what are the best marketing practices that bring the highest ROI nowadays?
Well, if we go back to this conversation about AI within real estate, there's a lot of things going on in the real estate world right now in terms of there's lawsuits with big brands and lead gen and marketing and all these different things that are happening. And, I feel like it's a lot easier to replace, say, dialing for dollars, right? It's easy to replace finding leads in certain aspects of the industry using AI. But the component that is not replaceable is the relational component. And so if you ask me, if you're looking to play the long game in real estate, the best marketing tool, I call it sphere marketing. In fact, I wrote a book on it. It's about marketing to the people that not only that you know, like, and trust you, but that like, and trust. So therefore, you're going to be working with people that you actually like working with. You're going to have deeper relationships with them. It's going to be easier to work with them. And guess what? AI can't replace that. AI isn't going to invite you to my barbecue. AI isn't going to go shoot hoops with you. AI isn't going to play golf with you. AI isn't going to go to Mexico with you. AI isn't going to do any of this stuff, right? Like, those are the kinds of things that will withstand the test of time. So in our business in real estate, I always strongly promote relational based business, especially now that we're entering the AI, era.
How would you define leadership? And what are the great leadership qualities a good leader must have?
That's a great question, and this is a question that I talk to a lot of people about. Leadership is so important, and a good definition of leadership. I don't know that I have one. I think in all my conversations, what I've discovered is that there's no one right way to lead. Um, this sounds really bad, but I always do the dichotomy of like two of the great leaders on opposite ends of the spectrum. Like it or not, Hitler was an amazing leader. Why? Because he got a lot of people to follow him and do horrible, horrible things. Jesus was a very good leader. He got a lot of people to follow him. Who's right in terms of leadership, right? So it's not even necessarily about the message or exactly because they led in a very different way too, right? One's leading with hate and anger and rage, and one is leading with love and vision for the future, right? So there's so many different ways that you can do it. If I had to boil it down to one thing, it's about authenticity. I always believe, at least in my leadership style, is that if I'm authentically who I am and I don't deviate from that, then the people that resonate with me and my message are going to we're going to be good. We're going to be homies, right? And we're going to move together. And the people who don't, they're going to be like, I don't know, this guy's an idiot, whatever. And they're going to self-select out, and I don't have to deal with them. So they weren't a good fit anyway. And so the more authentic that I show up, and the more consistently that I show up, as a leader, I attract the right people. So as opposed to like, hey, everybody, let me charge you up because we're going to go this direction and hoping everybody follows. It's just like, hey, I'm going this way, and anybody that wants to join me can join me. It's going to be pretty cool. Here's kind of the vision. And they're like, all right, cool. And the people who want to go. So it's not that that's right or wrong. It's just my style.
Role models. Have you had any role models, any mentors who help you shape your career journey over the years?
Yeah, I've definitely had, right. We all have role models. The reality is, even if they're not the best role models, we all have role models. We have people who influence us, our parents, our friends when we're growing up, relatives, all of these kinds of things. They're all role models, and they all influence us and impact us. When I look at like actual role models, people who have like really leaned into me and my success and let me help you. Like, do you want to know like about them and what they did, or how they impacted my business?
How they impacted you in general? I mean, you don't have to name names, but their impact on your career journey in general.
Yeah, what's interesting about it is they're leaders in a very similar way to how I operate. They're very genuine. They're very authentic. And, they were very clear on like, hey, I see you, I see the value that you bring. And I think if you do this, this, and this, it's really going to take you to this place that you say you want to be. And so, having those people in my corner, and here's the other thing, I'm 45, and I don't feel like I had real mentors until about 2 years ago. And I used to be really bitter about that. And I've learned that some people are blessed to have really good mentors early on, some are not. And here's the thing, you can be bitter about it, but that's not going to find you a mentor. The past is the past. It is what it is. And my hangups with not having somebody come to me is what actually stopped me from going out and finding the people that I need to be with, that can help me. So having a mentor is as much somebody else pouring into us, and sometimes they come to us and we're lucky, but most of the time we have to say, I need help, and go find the person that is the right mentor for us and go get the help. We have to be self-advocates if we're going to get mentors. When I finally turned that corner, I got two of the best mentors I've ever had, who have, in the last 2 years, completely changed the trajectory of my business.
Key career lesson. If there is one key career lesson that you learned the hard way, what would it be that you can share with us?
Key career lesson. I'm going to go back to consistency. Yeah, I mean, everything is overcome through consistency. I've dealt with depression. I've dealt, with lots of, like I said, excuse me, at the beginning of this podcast, I borrowed a bunch of money from my in-laws and lost it. Like, that was brutal. And I had to learn how to navigate the horrible feeling that comes along with that and continue to move forward. And what I have found is that when I don't feel like working, when I don't feel like doing the things that I know I need to do, I just come back. I focus small, and I come back to like, what's one thing that I can do right now? One phone call, one email, whatever, just one little task. And then I do that one task, and that gets me onto the next task, and gets me onto the next task, gets me onto the next task. And eventually I get into a rhythm, and then I can look back on my day and be like, okay, I feel better. And so I guess if there was one big thing that I had to learn, is that you have to be able to overcome obstacles in your business repeatedly. And I've had to learn how to do that. And I think the best way that I do that is the one foot in front of the other method, and just keep moving forward consistently.
We have a little tradition in the American Business Podcast. I have a question for you coming from our previous guest, and I'll ask you to leave a question with me in this episode for me to ask to our coming guest.
All right.
And all right, so the question coming from our previous guest is, knowing it's going to be a good one, it's going to be good for your business, what will be that one business decision that you would make?
Focus. Focus. I think the biggest mistake that I see a lot of business owners make, and I work with a lot of business owners in real estate, is shiny object syndrome. Like, that's cool, and that's cool, and that's cool. And maybe if I'll do this, it'll save me. Maybe if I do that, it'll save me. Maybe this will build my business. You know, and it's like, listen, just pick one thing and become a master at that one thing. Like, if it's going to be sphere marketing, great. If it's going to be open houses, great. If it's going to be network marketing, great. I don't care. You know, or networking, just go learn something and get good at it. And once you've done that, then layer in something else. When we focus small, by the way, so I'm also going to say simplification. Like, focus inherently means we're dialed in. We're not focusing on 30 things. We're focusing on 1, 2, maybe 3 things. And if we can do that over an extended period of time, success is about as guaranteed as you can get it. It's the you know, trying all these different things that kills most people. Business.
So what is the question that you would like to leave for our coming guest?
Yeah, going back to what I was just talking about before, when it comes to resiliency, that's really what I'm talking about, right? What is the number one strategy that you have implemented to develop resiliency within your business?
Okay, great. We'll make sure to ask that question to our next guest. So make sure to watch the next episode in the American Business Podcast.
Yeah, I like that, by the way. That's a good.
You like it? Okay, that's great. Yeah, it's very popular in our business community in the American Business Podcast.
Yeah,
and it's also fun.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, in this episode, is there any question that you would like to ask me?
Yeah, you know, I mean, who is this? Like, really kind of who's your audience here? Like, who are the people that watch this the most, that you feel are getting the most out of this?
Yes. So our audience, basically, they are business-minded professionals. They like to learn something new. They are curious. They are open-minded, and they believe in continuous improvement. This is our profile in general. And most of them are business professionals, executives, business owners. This is our general profile in the American Business Podcast. And based on our interaction with our audience, the need for learning something new in business is constant. And these professionals, they're always looking for ways to improve themselves and learn something new. So that's our basically the profile of our audience in general, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And very motivational.
Yeah, you're talking to a teacher. I mean,
yes.
Teachers are lifelong learners, right? So
that is true. The best, yes. And I know from my family, I have teachers in my family. That's a great profession. To me, it's a holy mission, really, like teaching people something good for their life and helping them, guiding them, hand-holding them. And it's a lot of work, which I see it, I witness it. It's not simple, it's not easy at all. And it must come from your heart to be a good teacher. You have to really believe in it, because it's not about money, it's not about titles. You really, just like you mentioned earlier, you just need to feel it, and you really need to love it and help others. So for that, I thank you. Definitely being a teacher is a great profession, that I can tell you from my best experience.
Yeah, and right back at you. You're a teacher, right?
Well, you know what? It's actually funny you mentioned that. I got a similar. I had a question from one of our guests in previous episodes, and there was a question: what motivates you? Why you like the podcasting and creating these, facilitating these environment? Actually, that was my answer. I find the American Business Podcast to be my school. It is because each guest brings a wealth of knowledge and wisdom. And I have the pleasure of learning in that sense. So definitely I love this in that sense. I'm also considering myself as a student of the podcast of our guests. So I'm also learning from you today, so which is really great.
Yeah. Awesome.
I appreciate it. Well, okay. What is your career advice for the next generation professionals?
Figure out AI. No. Part of it, right? Like make sure you get a robot. I don't know. I'm going to come back to the same thing. You got to be, I don't care if it's AI or I don't know what the world's going to look like 20 years from now. We're going to see more growth in the world in the next 20 years than we saw in the last 200. I mean, it's going to be crazy. So what does that mean? I don't know. But I think that people that have community, that are connected to other people and people that are consistent and resilient, those are the people that are always going to survive. You look at anybody that's ever been successful, however you want to define it in life, they have some of those attributes. I call it the 3 R's actually: resiliency, responsibility, and resourcefulness. So, if AI comes in and does this, that, and whatever, you're resourceful enough to make the switch and work within the new confines. You're responsible enough to know that it's my responsibility to adjust, and anything that's happening in my life, there's only one common denominator, and that's me. And resiliency, even when I get knocked down, I got to find a way to get back up. So I think if you can harness those 3 things, it doesn't really matter what's happening in the world. You'll find a way to make it through.
For those who like to continue this conversation with you and learn more about your company, what is the best way that they can get in touch with you and learn about your organization?
Yeah. So Rialto Partners, REALTO, rialtopartners.com. You can email me. It's just danielgomer1@gmail. And they can call me or text me, 303-261-5278. I would love to connect with anybody who wants to dive deeper into what it means to build your business, specifically in real estate, in a different way, in a unique way where, we're growing as human beings first and building our businesses off of that foundation.
Dan Gomer, thank you so much for being with us in the American Business Podcast, and thank you for sharing your professional wisdom and insights.
Yes. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yes, it was a great episode. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
And to our audience and to our listeners, we'll be right back after a short break. Thank you very much. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Reddit. Do you know the biggest challenge nowadays for American small businesses? That is visibility. That's why we partner with Reddit for Business. Reddit has more than 400 million weekly visitors. Furthermore, Reddit is reliable. Reddit is the #1 source for real reviews on products, services, and brands. There is a promotion going on. When you spend $500, you'll get $500 in ad credit from Reddit. True story. I am a Reddit user. Anytime I need feedback or review for a product or service, I go to Reddit. I get the real answers, real feedback from real people, from Reddit communities. Scan this QR code and sign up for Reddit advertising for your business. Get the visibility for your company, your products and services. Scan the QR code and sign up today. Thank you for your support. Support for the show comes from Yelp. I've been talking to more than 100 business owners in the American Business Podcast. Do you know the biggest problem for small businesses nowadays? It is visibility. That is why you should sign up and list your business on Yelp for Business. I have the QR code on the screen, and when you scan the QR code, the form will show up on your screen and you can sign up on the registration form. It comes with free trial with no obligation. Make it easy for your customers to find you. Do you know there are more than 70 million customers visiting Yelp website looking for services from businesses just like yours? restaurants, home services, professional services, and many other businesses are being searched on Yelp on daily basis. That's a great opportunity. If you list your business on Yelp, you'll be findable, searchable, and you'll be visible. When you are visible, when your customers are able to find you, you're in business. You can get opportunities, you can get leads, you can build a healthy and profitable pipeline. Consider Yelp for business. Scan the QR code, sign up, and start your free trial. It comes with free trial. Very comfortable, no obligation. List your business and start getting the results and enjoy the benefits of Yelp Business. Thank you for your support. Would you like to listen to music during your work time? We are here to help. We created ABP Office Music Pod, powered by the American Business Podcast. ABP Office Music Pod is for you, the working professional. You can enjoy jazz, lo-fi, smooth jazz, classic music, and more during your work time. We keep the music positive and energetic. You can go to the YouTube channel of the American Business Podcast, or you can scan this QR code and start listening right away. There is more coming in the American Business Podcast, and this is one of them. Enjoy ABP Office Music Pod during your work time, and thank you very much for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Otter AI. Otter is the AI note taker that builds your knowledge and powers your workflow with transcription, automated summaries, AI chat, and more. Get your AI-powered assistant for meeting notes, tasks, and more. Scan the QR code on the screen and sign up today. Otter AI is the latest note taker that you can utilize, and you can set your meetings, you can take your notes, and you can also set up your follow-up actions automatically with the help of the Otter AI. Scan the QR code and sign up today. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Just Answer. Real help from real experts 24/7. Experts such as lawyers, doctors, veterinarians, computer technicians, home improvement experts, mechanics, personal tax experts, computer technicians, and many other experts are available for you 24/7 on Just Answer. You'll get your answers anytime, during the day, during the night, 24/7, and you'll get your answers from reliable sources. You can scan the QR code on the screen and you can sign up for Just Answer. The answers you need at a price that is right. Scan the QR code and sign up for Just Answer today. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Invicta watches. Invicta watches are known for their stylish design for men, women, as well as for unisex watches. When you scan the QR code on the screen, it'll take to their online store and you can start shopping right away. When you go to the Invicta store website, you'll see watches in different collections for men, for women, different colors, different designs, as well as different sizes. There are hundreds of watches that you can see and you can pick from. Because it's end of the year, you'll also enjoy the benefits of their end of the year promotions and discounts. True story, I'm an Invicta fan. I've been using Invicta for many years. I have more than 10 Invicta watches in my wardrobe. This is one of them that I like. The style is pretty cool. I use these pretty much weekly basis. I have another one that I use on my wrist. This one is pretty cool. This one is called Shutter. I can change the face just by turning the buttons, and I can have different style of watches pretty much every day. Because it's pretty business looking, I can actually wear this with my business outfit as well. Please scan the QR code and start shopping today. I'm sure you'll like Invicta watches. They have great styles and different colors as well as different technologies such as quartz, mechanical, automatic, and other watches are also available for your liking and for your choice. Please scan the QR code and start shopping today. Thank you very much for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from DocuSign. If you are signing vendor contracts and customer contracts very often, just like I do on daily basis, consider DocuSign. DocuSign is the latest modern digital and electronic signature software system. Furthermore, you can manage your vendor contracts, customer contracts, NDAs, and any other commercial contracts on DocuSign digitally with no need of local installation and no need of keeping your documents on your laptop or your mobile device. Furthermore, with the latest technology of DocuSign, it has intelligent agreement management. It recognizes your repeated documents and creates contracts automatically and makes things easier for you. Do you know how many users are there for the DocuSign system? More than 1 billion users. There are many companies using DocuSign and trust DocuSign for electronic and digital signature. True story. I also use DocuSign on daily basis and it works smoothly. Highly recommended. You see the QR code on the screen. When you scan the QR code, you fill up the form to start your free trial and join the DocuSign user community. Enjoy your DocuSign experience, and I hope you sign up today. I have the QR code on the screen. Thank you very much, and enjoy the experience. Would you like to start your business podcast? We are here to help. My name is Kevin Devecioglu. I am the founder and host of the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. When we started the American Business Podcast on February 28, 2025, we had only one mission in mind: to promote, support, and uplift American businesses, non-profits, manufacturers, and the American business community. Within our first 6 months, we managed to pass 100,000 YouTube subscribers and we received YouTube Silver Award. This is an important award. It shows our dedication to American business and to the American Business Podcast viewers, subscribers, and American Business Podcast community. Now you can have your own branded company podcast within the American Business Podcast Network. You can promote your company, your products, your services, and you'll have instant visibility in front of thousands of the American Business Podcast viewers, subscribers, and followers. You can promote your company, your products and services. You can educate and inspire businesses and individuals. More importantly, you can tell your story, your brand story. How did you get started? What makes you different? And how you are helping your customers and communities. As you know, in the American Business Podcast, I've been talking to more than 100 American businesses. Each business has a story that is inspiring and motivational. I know your business also has a great story which is motivational and inspiring. It is time for you to have your business podcast within the American Business Podcast Network. We help you start your business podcast and we help you grow your business. This is a great opportunity for you to be visible in the marketplace in front of thousands of the American Business Podcast viewers and subscribers. And this is a great opportunity for us to fulfill our mission to promote, support, and uplift American businesses. Please send us an email and let's get the conversation started. It is PaaS@americanpodcast.tv. Business podcasting as a service. powered by the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. The American Business Podcast is America's fastest growing educational business podcast network in this age of AI. My name is Kevin Devecioglu. I'm the founder and host of the American Business Podcast, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you, working with you, and help you grow your business with your new business podcast. Thank you very much. It is time to sign up for the online monthly networking event. Networking and podcasting together. It is called Connection America Business Alliance, partnered and powered by the American Business Podcast. During this unique business networking event, you'll be able to meet with other business professionals. At the same time, you will be in the American Business Podcast in front of thousands of business-minded YouTube subscribers, viewers, and listeners of the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. Connection America online monthly networking events are interactive. You'll be able to meet with other seasoned business professionals, and at the same time, you'll be able to interact with viewers and audience. That's a unique event. It is because it's podcasting plus networking. If you are in business, you should be networking. And if you're not networking, you are losing business every single day. That is why we created online monthly networking event called Connection America Business Alliance, CABA in short. Scan this QR code and sign up today. When you scan the QR code, you'll see the list of coming monthly online networking events. Pick the one that works for you and sign up. We have limited seating, and today is the great day to sign up for online business networking event. Networking plus podcasting. That is a unique online business networking opportunity. You can introduce yourself, your products and services, and you'll be able to network with other business professionals live on the American Business Podcast. Scan the QR code and sign up today. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Gemini Trust. Gemini makes crypto simple. Find, trade, and buy over 70 different coins, including Bitcoin and Solana, on the best cryptocurrency platform. Gemini Trust. Start trading crypto here. I have the QR code on the screen. You can scan the QR code and start signing up today. Because they have a great customer service, you can reach out to them and get assistance 24/7. Scan the QR code and start trading crypto on Gemini. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being with me in the American Business Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest in the American Business Podcast, please send us an email, guestbooking@americanpodcast.tv. If you'd like to sponsor ABP, if you'd like to advertise in our podcast episodes, please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can advertise your company, your products, your services, and your brands in the American Business Podcast. Please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can also visit our website, americanpodcast.tv, to learn more about the American Business Podcast as well as our coming streaming schedule. Now you can have your branded company podcast within the American Business Podcast network. We call it Business Podcasting as a Service, PaaS. If you're interested in starting your business podcast in the American Business Podcast Network, please send us an email, paas@americanpodcast.tv. As part of our international expansion, we started international podcast editions. When you scan this QR code, it'll take you to our YouTube page. And please go to the podcast section in our YouTube page and you'll see our international podcast editions. They are ABP Espanol, ABP German, ABP French, ABP Hindi, ABP Portuguese, and ABP Turk, that you can listen to American Business Podcast in 6 different foreign languages. Okay, well, we are in the process of increasing our presence in social media. If you're on LinkedIn, please scan this QR code and subscribe, follow us on LinkedIn. If you're on TikTok, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our TikTok page. Please subscribe. Please follow us. If you are on Instagram, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Instagram page and please subscribe. If you are on Facebook, we'll also appreciate your help and support. Please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Facebook page and please follow us. And finally, we are on IMDb, next to other reputable media productions. Please scan this QR code, go to our IMDb page, and please rate us on IMDb. We'll truly appreciate your help and support. I'd like to thank you for your help. Thank you for your support. I'm looking forward to seeing you in coming the American Business Podcast episodes. The American Business Podcast is the voice of American business. The American Business Podcast, America's fastest growing educational business podcast network in this age of AI. Thank you very much for your help and looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.